I think Austin and Allie decided to do like an official duo situation. I'm not sure if they would be engaged yet.
I just got a call to do the hair and makeup for the royal wedding for $50,000.
It's like a glass slipper, but money.
Laura, it's crazy because I feel like the royal treatment is just like this perfect tornado of all of your skills. You're starring in it, you're producing it, you have 2 songs in the movie. Let's talk about your music. Like, this is, first of all, congratulations, girl. You're absolutely killing it. Are you aware there's a pandemic going on? Like, it's okay to like wear sweatpants.
I am very grateful with everything that's happening and with already the response about the film. I mean, fans are so excited, which just brings so much joy to me. Dance With You, the song that I wrote for the film that's in the end title scene and the last scene and the end title credits, it has done the best for me. I'm an independent artist. It's hard being an independent artist, and it has done absurdly well for me, which is just, I'm still overwhelmed by that. And then the other song I have in the movie that's coming out the same day as the royal treatment is called Worst Kind of Hurt. And that song I wrote for myself. I did not write for the movie. I'm going through a breakup, and so I was very much inspired by that.
Most people who aren't following the press, I mean, they won't even know necessarily that it's Laura singing, because the songs just fit, and I think they make sense. They work perfectly with the genre. I can see why they got chosen, and I think they make perfect sense for the film.
Laura, congratulations, a producer on the film, wearing so many different hats, eventually hoping to get you in a tiara. What was it like kind of having that power behind the scenes, and how did that change the way you approached the film?
Honestly, I love being a producer. As an actor, you just don't have that same control over how a movie turns out or a project turns out or whatever. I am such a control freak that I am very much like, I want to be a part of every single aspect. And one of the aspects that I am so proud that I was a part of, not to toot my own horn, but I do have an eye for casting, and I kind of was the first one to say Mena for Prince Thomas. I was like, we were talking about casting, and Mena was the one who was like on top of my list.
Welcome to Lithuania.
May I introduce Prince Thomas?
I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to work with Laura and her family, her mom and her sister also being producers on the film, and Netflix for the first time. I honestly just couldn't be more happy with the overall process, how everything went.
I do love Mena, going from Prince Ali to Prince Thomas. You play these swoon-worthy guys very, very well. Laura, what is it about Mena that you think makes such a great leading man?
I love this. This is just a compliment, Mena. I just want to make Mena as uncomfortable as possible. Mena, though, is truly such a charming person. He just has this charisma about him that's just so natural and part of himself. And I think one of my favorite things about Mena as well is, Mena, you're so smart. Like, you are just so intelligent and so smart. And I think that intelligence plus that charisma just comes across, and it makes you just can't take your eyes off this man. You're like, Mena.
You were giving me the look.
What look?
This look.
We are in the day and age of reboots and reunions. That's why I'm so excited for the royal treatment, because this is something brand new. This isn't an adaptation. But I do need to check in with you guys about some of your most beloved past roles and do a little roll call for what could be coming up next. Mena, my favorite straight-to-video Disney movie of all time was Aladdin: Return of Jafar. It is
classic.
Incredible. Would you ever be down for an Aladdin sequel? Have there been rumblings?
Yeah, I'd for sure be down. I'd be down for a royal treatment sequel too. So just putting that out there. And there are rumblings. They're still working on it. It's taken a while. I think they've gone through a few different iterations of what the story would be. They don't want to follow the straight to VHS storylines. So it'll be a brand new storyline if it does happen. And we've all got our fingers crossed that it'll happen. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm also keeping my fingers crossed that we could see you show up on The Mandalorian or some kind of Star Wars iteration, because the fan outcry to see you play the beloved book character of Ezra Bridger is so intense. Are you aware of this, Mena?
I'm aware. I'm on Twitter, so I see things. I appreciate the fan response. I have incredible fans that, kind of always push me to play different things. And I'd love to be part of the Star Wars universe. I'd also just love to be a lot of other different universes out there. Yeah. So, whatever's in the stars, will happen, you know, so we'll see what happens.
That was good. And like on a completely different note, have you talked to Jon Favreau at all recently? Maybe?
I haven't. I'd love to meet Jon. Haven't spoken to Jon. Haven't met him. No.
Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. Laura, we got to talk about the show that first bonded us. When you think about Austin and Allie, what do you think Allie's up to today?
Well, that's what's tough, right? Because we ended our series with like 30 years flash forward of where everyone would be in 30 years. But there's obviously a middle ground of like what they would do. I think Allie would be going on tour. I think she would have won a few Grammys at this point. Austin and Allie decided to do like an official duo situation. So I'm curious if they only would do touring together or if they did touring separately. I'm not sure if they would be engaged yet. I feel like maybe they would take their time. I don't know. Maybe they don't get engaged and have a short engagement that get married in their 30s. Who knows? Okay, who knows? I think there's a lot of possible situations here.
I've got to know, when was the last time you talked to Ross if Disney Channel wanted to do some type of an adult reboot? What do you think?
100% done. I just saw Ross for his show. His band, The Driver Era, was at the Fonda. And I went with a couple friends of mine. I can't believe it's been 10 years since the first episode aired. We celebrated that in December, and that has made me feel quite old. But also seeing how fans are still so excited about it and still love it so much. We have new fans who are watching on Disney Plus. I know for a fact we all four would be down.